And welcome back to Who Would Win. Today's Who Would Win comes to us from Reckless Meme, who asked the question. And you're surprisingly the only one who asked this question when I looked through everything. This is one of those suggestions for Who Would Win I thought more people would have recommended. The Punisher versus Red Hood. I looked through all my notes of everyone who's ever given me a suggestion. Every once in a while, one slips through the cracks, so hypothetically, maybe someone got left out. No one else has given me this suggestion. Excuse me, I just ate some chips and just getting a little bit out of my mouth. But yeah, Punisher versus Red Hood. So Punisher Jason Todd obviously was, I think he was the second Robin. And he was either the second or the third. Was it Tim Drake after Jason Todd or Tim Drake was after Jason Todd because Jason Todd's older than him. But Nightwing's the first one. Dick Grayson was killed in the line of action by the Joker, then brought back. And essentially, he's kind of the anti-Batman. He's like what Batman could have become in some respects. There is, in fact, there's plenty of what if Batmans have become. That's what Dark Knight's Metal is about. Hell, there's a Punisher-esque Batman. But Red Hood in Batman's actual universe is kind of like a unfortunate reflection of what could happen to him. I mean, he's still got all the training of Batman, as well as other individuals. I can't remember if he was actually part of the League of Assassins or that he just went up against Ra's al Ghul. But he's extremely tenacious, very, very driven, but he's also, the Robin who's most easily prone to rage. So it's easy to take advantage of him if you know how. Kind of like how, at least in the movie, he easily overtook him when it was all said and done a fight. Batman did, but still, highly skilled combat. Generally speaking, he's in peak condition. Well, maybe not peak condition for a guy his body's build and age, because he clearly has to keep in shape. He's very athletic, being one of the Robins. He has no issues using handguns, no issue using anything really, but generally speaking, he usually has a pair of handguns on him, usually has a knife on him as well, probably has a few explosive grenades, smoke grenades, whatnot, and body armor as well. His helmet, it's depicted as actually having an explosive in it, like we saw in the anime movie. That doesn't mean it always has it though. But for the sake of this, we'll have an explosive in there. Again, highly skilled hand-to-hand combat, pretty tenacious and durable. Overall, a pretty tough foe in a non-superpowered fight. The Punisher Frank Castle lost his family to violence, and he became a vigilante. That was it. But he's also an ex-military man, so he has military-grade training. Now Frank Castle is pretty much a brick shit house. In just about any incarnation you see him in, he's pretty built. Like, even if you go with like the Thomas Jane one, he's a guy who's in pretty good shape. Netflix Punisher name. Why am I blanking on his name? John Berthel. John Berthel was in pretty good shape. But then you go into the actual comic versions of Frank Castle, and he is jacked. This guy is in shape. And as a military expert, he has plenty of hand-to-hand combat experience. He knows how to fight. And he fights to kill. He has no qualms about killing. He doesn't always do it, but usually that's what he's aiming for. Unlike Red Hood, first off, he also wears body armor. But unlike Red Hood, who has a few things on him, he may have more that I didn't quite go over, but generally speaking, that's his general roster of stuff. Usually a blade or two, definitely two handguns, maybe an explosive here or there. Frank Castle's armed to the frickin' teeth. He's got, he usually comes prepared with, high-grade weaponry, automatic weapons, semi-automatic weapons, grenades, flash grenades, handguns, blades, knives, and he knows how to use them. Frank Castle, between the two, though, is the one who would actually set up a strategy more than Jason Todd would. He definitely would, if he knew he was going to be going in the battle, or if he was going to be... he's looking for this guy, he'd be planning out his route, maybe trying to lure him into a certain area. So if this fight went down, and that's pretty much the gist. Both these guys are still human. They can die. So if these guys were to meet in combat, first I think Punisher would be going after Red Hood. That would be, I think, where it leads to. So he'd be doing stakeouts, things along those lines, and then eventually, he'd find Jason Todd out there, and he'd try to shoot him, but he's moving, so he has to track him. eventually Jason Todd would realize, Red Hood would realize that he's being followed. And, he's got to get out of there. Punisher, basically what happens is lured into an alley. Punisher comes in, gun, he's just looking around for a second. Where are you, son of a bitch? And it's like, and then he just hears the sound, because I'm sure he's not enhanced sense, but he's got that, like, battle sense. So he's a hardened warrior. And, he's about to he can just gets that feeling like, I gotta get out of the way. And he dodges, and he just hears a gunshot, boom, gets out of the way. He just fires off into the area, and now Red Hood's got to, like, avoid it. So now Red Hood and him are having a shootout, just boom, boom, boom. Their body armor prevents any serious injuries, but with Frank comes in with the higher caliber weapons. He just, generally speaking, has high. That's not to say Red Hood doesn't wield higher caliber weapons on occasion, but generally speaking, for his on-the-go stuff, he just has handguns and some other things. He doesn't usually carry, like, shotguns or machine guns or anything like that. Punisher will carry those around without too much difficulty, or without any real issue. So, Punisher is just firing high caliber weaponry rounds at him. So, of the two, both of them might get some superficial injuries, like maybe a flesh wound here, maybe, one bullet gets through, like, an area where it's not fully armored, like maybe in his leg or neck, but it's all superficial wounds on both parts. But the superficial wounds on Red Hood are going to be a bit more extreme. That being said, it's hard to compare how their body armor really stacks up with each other. They're probably comparable. So afterwards, Frank's, is about to reload, or, he runs out of ammo, and Red Hood, comes in and about to, reload and fire again, but Frank just throws a flash grenade at him. Red Hood just, closes his eyes. Frank, comes in again, just, got you, son of a bitch, and then, he about to shoot him point blank in the head. Fortunately, I think the mask is at least semi-bulletproof, so it ricochets, but it does damage the mask somewhat. But then Red Hood basically just grabs it, just starts, gut checks him with an elbow. Frank just grabs him, hoists him up, though, because he's physically just bigger and larger, and just slams him against the wall. Red Hood just kicks off the wall, kicks his back against the wall. He basically uses it for leverage, and just kicks him straight off him. He pulls out a knife because he dropped his guns. And, Frank just tries to pull again, but he gets a gash on his hand. So that's his hand. Frank now just trying to avoid him back and forth. He pulls out his own knife. They kind of clash a bit. Both these guys, knives are grazing the armor, but they're going back and forth. Frank, though, again, is just a larger individual with a longer reach and physically just more powerful. So at one point, Jason overextends, just barely overextends. Frank just grabs him, just smashes his face right into the freaking conquer the brick wall of the alley. Just, boom! And, that mask is holding up, but it's taking a pounding. There's only so much that mask can take. And at that point, it's getting to the point now where, it's starting to break. And Jason's realizing, crap, and he hears the explosive in the mask being set up. It's like, crap! He thinks quickly, gets him in the thigh, just, Frank quickly, takes off. But then Jason just takes off the mask, just, catch! And Punisher realizes, they both have to get out, dodge an explosion, just, blah! Shockwave puts them both down. They both get up for a moment, just, they both see two guns, basically, right there, and they both realize they got to go for a headshot. They're both wearing body armor. They don't have what it takes to put each other down otherwise. They both see their guns. They look back and look at each other, and they both just go for them. Now, the question is, which one gets to the gun first? Or who's going to be the better shot? I think, honestly, they both get to the gun, and then they just, throw it up there. And then, boom! And the question is, who gets the headshot? And I'm going to be honest, Frank gets the headshot. The reason Frank gets the headshot is, unlike Jason, who is not trained as a killer, even though he learned to kill and can kill very well, and he's quite a good marksman, Frank is a trained soldier, and therefore he's probably been trained a bit better in terms of firearm combat than Jason is. So I have to go with a slim margin. Well, not a true slim margin, but I have to go with Frank Castle, the Punisher, winning the fight overall. Now, could Jason win the fight? Absolutely. He could get a kill blow on him, no problem. Or he could just, keep stabbing into Frank Castle. But the problem is both these guys have really tenacious willpower, so they'll be able to, they can power through a lot of pain. But again, Jason could easily get a headshot on Frank. But Frank, I think, is going to hold the majority win here. And I'm going to go 65-35 for that majority win. But what do you think? You think it's Frank Castle or you think it's the Punisher? Put it in the comments below and let me know. But thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. As always, you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I've actually got a couple of requests for reviews. Unfortunately, none of those films are available on YouTube as far as I know. At least not to just watch for free. So you might have to wait a little bit for me to find a place to watch for the people who've actually suggested things for me to review those, but I will at some point. And I do have a what if I still got to do today. Plus, we got the Nintendo Direct coming for Pokemon Shield and Sword news, so keep your eyes out for that as well. Till then, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.